HopCast. And so, how many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Apparently 2.
These two guys.
And one guy in a sweatshirt.
Dude in a Polish sweatshirt.
Or should have been, how many Polacks does it take to drink a beer?
How are we going to get these open?
Phone a friend?
Okay.
I think that open up the box.
You pull hard.
But today on the HopCast, we're drinking Polish beers.
Yes. We've brought our Polish friend here. Brad is obviously a Chmielewski.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name's Ken Hunnemeder. I'm not actually Polish. That's why I got the shirt.
Honorary.
And I am Steve Siwinski.
Yep.
Polish.
So we've got a couple skis here.
You notice the skis also were given away by the Y's and Z's.
Yes, exactly. If it's hard to spell or pronounce, chances are you're from Eastern Europe.
So today we have 3 of them. There's 3 of us. We can do it.
We'll be fine.
This will be all right. And also featured today, we have some lovely Polish food cooked by our very own Maiden.
Shout out!
Shout out!
Because the Polish, they love to drink.
Well,
they love to eat.
They do, as shown by the many all-you-can-eat Polish buffets around the city of Chicago.
So what should we start with? You brought these over.
I did. I found them all in one convenient location, all in one shelf.
Which?
At the Jewel.
Oh! Not Polish.
No. I went to the Jewelski.
The Jewelski.
And they had plenty of Pivo for us to drink. That brings us to our first word of the show, which is Pivo. And that means beer in Polish. So I use it in a sentence, and that's Steve-O, hand me another Pivo. Polish vocabulary. How do you think we pronounce that one?
Tyskie?
Tyskie.
Tyskie.
Start with the Tyskie?
Let's do that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and crack this guy open. I think this is a pale lager, if my memory serves me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they need the bottle opener. I'm surprised the Polish just twist off.
Twist off or the bite off while they're doing some roofing work or something.
Yeah, haven't you ever seen the beers that actually come in like soda bottle, like the plastic soda bottle things? You just like take it off. It makes it easier for riding in the car, you know?
Oh, definitely.
I think that's how that goes.
We don't promote that.
No,
No matter how
no, we
Polish
can't.
you are.
That's why we always use bottle openers.
True.
That's mine mounted right on the dash.
Chances are you're driving backwards anyhow. Hey, let's pour some beers.
Alright, so the Polish beer drinking here doesn't really fit the craft brew thing, I feel like.
No, this is not very crafty.
This is our second lowest drinking to Natty Boat.
Yeah, probably. Certainly looks like a pale fizzy lager,
Right. There's not much going on.
It's almost completely transparent.
but the pierogies are really good.
I almost think someone might have peed in my glass.
That's what these are. I found these empty on the street.
I think that's what the Polish, they go to the bathroom, they pee, and they're like, I don't know.
It's recycling. It's been through some guy named Stan 3 or 4 times.
A little bit of head, no lacing. Like, well, tad.
I got a fair amount of head, not too much
You were
lace.
drinking the IPA in there.
Oh yeah, this is,
So
I
that's
had
previous.
that's true. I did have a Founder Centennial
Yours is
IPA.
gonna taste a lot better than ours.
That was the plan. I'm like, maybe I won't rinse.
I'm
Clever.
gonna sip there.
Polish, we didn't think. It doesn't really have the beer taste you get from the Bud Light and the Miller Lite.
It's kind of malty.
Yeah, I think it's more on the sweeter side and less crisp as your typical lagers.
This would be an excellent beer to drink after you had mowed a lawn or roofed a home. I think.
At that point, I think any beer is a good beer, right? That's what they make this beer for. Is
Yeah,
when you've actually accomplished something, then you can,
it's the Gatorade of beers. Polish Gatorade, I believe this is.
Tyskie.
Yeah, just
good.
go for the gold.
Wait, Tyskie too.
Less
calories.
That is Tyskie.
But there's carbonation going on. It's just cleaning the palate, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good like in-betweener.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sweet up front, and then it kind of cleans out a little bit of hops at the end. Finish is fairly clean. It's just kind of like a beer. I don't know.
It's similar.
I think the sausage, though, comes out well. The beer does not overpower.
Huh.
Maybe it's all about food, and the beer is just
It's all meant
second.
to be consumed together.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Ken, because in this book that I found at work, that they were giving away old Polish traditions in the kitchen and at the table, they talk about how very rarely in Poland, people, back in the, at least in the 1870s, when most of this book was written, would people just...
And published.
And published. Would people rarely just drink for the sake of getting drunk? Alcohol was always a means of sustenance or to be accompanied along with your food. And there was like some guy in here, I'm not going to read it, but anyhow, there's this guy who mentioned that unlike other parts of Europe where wine was considered the norm to drink along with your food, they did a lot of beer and food pairings in Poland. It was not looked down upon to drink beer with your food.
It wasn't a commoner's drink.
Exactly. Anybody could have a brewski.
Well, I'm sure it was partly due to water cleanliness. You didn't want to drink the water.
Right.
You're going to drink the beer.
Exactly.
Is that where the term brewski came from?
It's funny you mentioned that. And while sitting in traffic on the way here, I looked that up, and I couldn't find anything. So at least we both thought it.
Okay, well, brewski for Yuskis, the Chmielewskis, and the Siwinskis.
Ooh.
It's early in the night. That came out really well.
That could be a good sobriety test. People got pulled over. Say that.
How many Polish rhymes can you do?
Oh dear.
But we're gone.
Yeah, I'll catch up in the break. But,
We're breaking? No.
No, okay.
I say we're wow.
Push the
Polish.
Push. Stolats.
Polish push.
Then I'll catch up during the pour. How about that?
So, the Okocim.
Okocim.
Most, probably the most famous.
Yeah, you see it on the front of bars all across the city.
You see bums passed out with it.
Polish bums.
Bumskis.
Pierogi in one hand, Okocim in another.
Now, I don't know if you've ever seen an advertisement for Okocim. It has a woman in traditional Polish dress, kind of like fanning her dress around, and it says Okocim. It's okay. And that's a pretty good slogan. It's like,
Yeah.
we're not great.
We're okay.
We're okay.
And there's actually like not because they make different kinds of beers too. This is the Mocne, but there's one I think it's just the regular Okocim. It just says okay beer underneath.
So,
Okocim, okay beer.
Okay, beer.
so the mochi, this is malt lager underneath. Do you think this is their malt?
But it's just their high gravity malt beverage.
Well, let's pour this out and get drinking it.
Yeah, that's
get
might
okay.
end up very well. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's pour it out.
This one looks okay.
Yeah, I've got some head happening there.
Yeah, I had maybe almost a finger ahead.
This looks a little darker than the last one.
Yeah, just a tad.
Probably the maltiness coming out in it.
And more aroma, more beer.
Yeah, it has kind of a pleasant aroma to it. Still smells very lagerish, as it is a lager.
Okay, yeah, definitely a way different taste than the Tyskie.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna totally get so many Polish emails. Say it wrong!
Don't kid yourself.
Polish don't have computers.
No, calculators.
I'm finding this one just a touch even sweeter than the last one.
I like it sweet.
I guess so.
What was did it have an alcohol in this? Or do the Polish not care?
No, I think they do. What's the alcohol in the okay?
Drunkometer on that one side.
Oh,
Seven. Dave's the 7.
Shut up!
Do you think think the okay on the advertisement is like you're giving into it. You're like, okay, I'll drink it. Oh, well, it's there. It's like it's there.
Or maybe it's okay. Beer. All right.
This is beer. I'm sorry, I just enjoyed mine because it's empty.
It's good. I think I like the Tyskie a little more. Look at that. It's just a little cleaner and not as heavy. I feel like this would be higher or lower on the taco scale.
Right, which is similar. And on the taco scale, completely different than the pierogi scale. We're looking into that edibility because the pierogi's made of, I'm going to use 2 forks, made of potatoes.
So this definitely feels heavier, sweeter, a little more going on. Yeah.
Well, this brings us to if it's a malt beverage, of course, and you drink malt beverages usually to get drunk, right?
Yes.
That brings us to our next word,
Yeah,
pijak,
A PJ.
which is the Polish word for drunk.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Yes. I'm sorry, officer. I should not be driving this car. I am pijak.
and then if he's not Polish, he'd be like, gross.
Yeah. He's like, oh, just change your pants and get home, kid.
You're too drunk. I think you need a ride home.
But if he is Polish, he'll appreciate that. So.
I'll let you go.
Me too. I'll let you drive the squad car.
I'll trade for the back.
Sorry.
Okay, so next let's go hoppy, right?
Yeah, let's hop to it.
Yeah, you found a pretty interesting one here that I think all of us are kind of curious and looking forward to. Which is
or the hop lovers.
we are, and this is the Perla.
Yeah.
So like it also has a little connection to our friend Brad's heritage here, which I found something new about Brad today.
And I forgot.
I
forgot. It's such a cool story.
Well, those of you that are into researching the meanings of last names,
Especially mine.
especially Brad's, might know that the prefix on Brad's name,
Chmielewski.
Chmiel, means hops. And then the uski part at the end means from the land of. So Brad's name literally means from the land of hops. So Brad is a born drinker.
So first name Broad Meadow, last name from the land of hops. So I'm just a plain loving hop growing.
Drinking in the country. We should be at a bonfire right now.
That's perfect.
I love it.
So I think we should let our plain loving hop drinking friend be the first to sample this beer.
All right, let's open this one up. Beer, hoppy beer. This has the head of a hoppy beer. At least mine did.
Yeah, you had quite a bit. I think I poured mine a little too
Yeah,
gingerly.
I'm going to get
I
that all
think you
mine.
got all of it. You're greedy, that's
I got
why.
all that.
Brad always be getting that hit.
But it's definitely clinging like the hop should. So
I'm not getting hardly anything in the way
I
of
can
aroma.
smell shit.
I'm almost getting like a Belgian-y hop. Like it's a little bit there, but it's the sweetness is coming through. Let's drink that.
Okay. Aroma? None. Move on.
All right, that's a different hop than the Belgian hop and the American hop.
Do you think it's the leftovers? Or
like, we'll take it. Give us some spent grain.
we have to use them once, and we can use them again. Dziękuję bardzo! That means thank you very much in Polish.
Why are we just throwing these away?
It's good to use it again. We could put on top of a house.
I was expecting more from, seeing the hop leaves or actual hop blossoms on the back of the bottle. But I do have to say this is probably my favorite one of the night.
Really?
Yeah, I like the Perla. It's a little bit cleaner than the other ones.
I think Tyskie, a little more. This second, Okocim dead last.
Which pushes it to not so Okocim.
Not so Okocim. Niet.
It's okay. I'm just not getting it. But This is a refresh. I guess this would be the most intro hop beer you could ever have.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of looking for the hops in there somewhere, but yeah, I mean, certainly more hop driven than the other two.
They brewed with it.
It was there. It is beer.
Would you say this would be a good beer to drink in a warm or beach-like climate?
I think most of them are.
When it's
Yeah.
nice out.
What beer isn't?
Maybe you'd like to drink it during our next word, Miosnia Lawak, which means spring break.
So this is what Eric Neese drinks when he's doing the grind on MTV.
Yeah, like spring break.
If we can bring that back again.
So I'm gonna use this in a sentence.
Okay.
Gdansk is so much nicer than what did I put here? Cocoa Beach. Is that in Florida? I think that's in Florida.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gdansk, which is a city along the beach in Poland, along the Baltic there.
Okay.
Never mind. There's some Polish people out there who love geography.
And are laughing.
Forget it. Anyhow.
Up next we have a Baltic Porter.
That one was bad. Anywho.
Way to end strong, Steve.
Anyhow, as a reminder, Wioha Lamak. Spring break.
Is it Hawaiian though?
Oh,
Yes.
Pivo.
Wawa.
That's all you need to remember.
Pivo.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Pivo. Cerveza. What's the Spanish one?
Cerveza?
Cerveza. You just need to know how to say beer.
Yeah, if you can walk into a dive bar of your choice.
Pivo.
Cerveza.
Beer. Yeah. If they don't understand beer, you probably are lost.
It's very true.
At least in Chicago, Pivo is gonna get you something.
Yeah, it's gonna get you something.
You might not like it, but
yeah,
it'll
you
get
may
you
not
something.
want to get the Pivo from Poland, but nonetheless, it's drinkable.
But
So, Chesh for watching the HopCast.
Look at you with the Polish over there. That's thank you.
That doesn't mean thank you. I had a great time with you guys. Thanks for inviting me into your culture for the last, God, it's probably been a half hour.
Time flies when you're drinking watery alcohol. I want to set a special thank you and shout out to Maeve for making these delicious pierogies.
Shout out!
They were really, really delicious.
Made me feel right at home, just like I was in Poland.
From Poland.
Not at all. Not at all. And also like to thank the authors of this book from the 1800s.
Shut up!
Shout out to the 1800s.
Going back into that.
Thanks, join us again.